Greetings, grasshoppers. This is your RJ, and welcome to the Bot Signal. I'm so excited. Today is going to be a great day. Hey, if you're watching somewhere from other than the Black Belt Bots page, do me a favor right now. Scroll to the top of the post, and right in there is a link to join me on the Black Belt Bots page. That's super important if you want to comment and ask questions. Then if you hit that link, then I'll see all of your comments and questions, which I deeply want to do. So without further ado, my name is RJ Rudden, and entrepreneurs hire me to outsmart traditional marketing methods because people are tired of being sold to by every horizontal glowing surface they come across. So I help write messaging that connects and build solid relationships. I use messenger bots to do that. So this show is all about sharing some tips and tricks and concepts of how to use those messenger bots in your business. And today we're going to talk about how to treat people like VIPs in your bot, because you want to do that. We're all sort of told to, treat people like VIPs inside all parts of our business. But I want to take that idea and put it into a bot. I'll tell you why this particular. I see I got some folks here. Type in if you got any questions for me. I'll be answering them along the way. This topic has come about because yesterday I signed up for a conference that's going to be happening in September in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm going to be at this conference. I was on a live stream, and I've been acquainted with this person's work before. Seemed very interesting to me. And then, of course, I bought my ticket, and then the offer for the VIP came. And I ended up signing up for the VIP, basically because I'm an economical person, and it seemed like a really good deal to me. But it got me sort of thinking. Normally, VIPs are, folks like maybe at a conference, or people that are, either by virtue of how much money they've paid or virtue of the relationships they maybe have within the organization. There are people that are kind of popped up to another level. This happens everywhere, right? Concerts and conferences and any big public event, there's probably a few VIPs rolling around. They're designated differently, they get different perks, they're kind of they get special seating, all of those kinds of things. Okay, super easy to do at an event. I've done it for some conferences I've been on the planning committee for. How do you do it inside a bot, though? How do you treat people like VIPs inside a bot? Aaron's here. Hello, Aaron. I was just talking about that conference we're going to in September. Adam is here. Hello, Adam. Welcome. I don't know if you guys know, but tomorrow, Nerdy Girls might have an Adam sighting. I'm excited about it. All right, very good. So how do you treat people like VIPs? Normally, it's kind of a status boost, right? And most people kind of choose that option for events because of the perks or whatever. So how do you do that inside a bot? Because nobody's paying inside a bot, and nobody can see each other inside a bot. Bot is a one-to-me relationship is what it is. And so how do you treat people like VIPs there? Brad. Hello, Brad. That conference is going to be a lot of fun. So how do you do it? There are 3 keys that I thought of. There's probably more. And if you can think of more than these, please throw it down in the comments. We'll discuss. First key on how to treat people like a VIP inside your bot. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying that for me, every person inside my bot is a VIP. Why is that? Well, it's because you're trying to connect with me, and I'm going to make a connection with you. Every person is, and people may want something that I can't provide. That's okay. Did you know you can still have a relationship with those people, even if no transaction has taken place? Did you know that some of my very best referrers are people who have never used my service, but they know me? We have a relationship, and occasionally they meet people who need the things that I provide. Relationships are so much bigger than that transaction. And so I feel like everybody in my bot's a VIP. I don't wait until they've paid a certain level to treat them like a VIP. That's my philosophy. It may not be yours, and that's totally okay. But that's really the way I'm looking at this. When I'm saying treat everybody like a VIP, do not wait till people pay you to treat them like a VIP. Because then sometimes it also kind of has that connotation of feeling a little bit false. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the first way that, and this is a tried and true thing, the first way to make people feel like a VIP inside your bot is responsiveness. Notice, my darlings, I did not say availability. I did not say you need to be sitting by your computer waiting for the ding anytime anybody asks you a question. No, you don't. No, you don't. Here's what you have to do. Let me present two opposite sides of a spectrum. One of the sides of the spectrum is you are looking for help in, let's say, a big box hardware store. Back in the day, I worked for Home Depot. It was a long time ago, okay? I needed the money. Anyway, so say you're at one of those places and someone approaches, you know, your person who needs some help. You've got a question. You approach the counter and 3 scenarios happen. Well, 4 scenarios, but 3 bad ones, and then occasionally you get a good one. First one is nobody's there. You like wait for 20 minutes and then you go find someplace else to solve your problem. 2, there are people there, but they're like not talking to you. You know, they're like not talking to you. The 3, you get there and people are so busy that they can't talk to you. So there's a lot of scenarios in which people tend to feel ignored. So take the other side of the spectrum there. What if inside a chatbot, what if anytime you have a question or break out of the normal sequence of messages and want to start a conversation, what if you could be there for people? You know, we all are very, very focused on marketing messages. I know I am. I know all of you are. We've all got businesses to run. We all want to not have to go work for the man. You know what I'm saying? And that's all really good stuff. What we want to pay attention to here is if you're able to at least set a message in the way that says, because maybe you're not available all the time. I'm not available all the time, but I do have something that trips inside my chatbot. Anytime somebody starts a conversation that is out of the normal sequence of messages, anytime people have a question, there is a little sequence that runs. And what it says is, hey, so glad you have a question. What is your question? They get to write that in. And then my bot says, fantastic. I don't know the answer to that one, so I'm going to go grab RJ. And she will be here, insert reasonable expectation of time here. And that person gets taken care of. They at least get acknowledged, right? They get acknowledged. And usually I use that opportunity to lead them toward, you know, some videos or something like that so that they can be entertained while they're waiting for an RJ to come along. Adam says, always comes down to having a good conversation with people. It does, doesn't it? It does. And honestly, too, not always the same old conversation. Conversations that have joy and surprises. Those are the ones that I like. And those are the ones I try to start with people. Barb is waving. I wave back. Hello. Adam says, people, quality relationships are key. Talk to them like you're sitting around a table at a coffee shop. Well, I mean, that's the secret, isn't it? That's the secret. When I am sitting around with my friends at a coffee shop, I am the real me. You've opted in for the real me. Welcome. You can always opt out if you want to. But for me, when I'm sitting around with my friends, that's the time when I'm unguarded. That's the time when I'm giving real answers. That's my least markety time ever. And I think, honestly, that's what some people have a little bit of trouble writing the bots sometimes, because we have that you need to sound like this sort of marketing person in our heads all the time. And what I'm finding is that the truest version of you that you can be sells a heck of a lot more than somebody else's marketing copy that probably worked 7 years ago and that they sold you, at some point. The truest version of yourself that you can be with people. What are your goals? What do you want to do? Sharing stuff like that. So anyway, I got a little off track, and I always do. So I know you're used to it. Anyway, first key, responsiveness. I've got think of them as listeners inside the bot, listening for people to say certain words, listening for when somebody wants to start a conversation. And I have messages that respond to that immediately and then come warn me in the background that somebody wants to talk. That's one of the keys to making people feel like a VIP. Here's another one, and I talk about this all the time. Choice. Please, for the love of anything you consider holy, or maybe things that you consider unholy, allow people a choice in your bot. Allow them a yes, a no, and possibly a maybe. And respond to that choice. Let them have a couple of hours before they push that next button on the mini course. Let them have a cup of coffee first, or let them say, no, not right now, and don't bother them again. Allow people to elect for what they want. We have been so integrated into this, I'll use the word paradigm, so 1990s of me, I know, but we've been in this paradigm of we got to give everybody everything. Used to work for a guy, no kidding, who was an eccentric billionaire, and it was not my speed, but we used to look at the front page, the homepage, and it was stuffed, by the way. It was stuffed with about 78 links, too many pictures, not enough white space, and it looked like an AOL ad from 1993. Anyway, the philosophy behind this, because there was a method behind this madness. It wasn't a great method, but there was a method, was you got to show everybody all your wares. It's like the guy selling stuff in the bazaar, in the marketplace. You got to be able to open your coat and show them all the watches. Okay. Let us stop this form of marketing in its tracks. Let us do this for ourselves, for us entrepreneurs who never want to work for the man, always want to be able to kind of generate our own income and our lifestyle and have some choices. Hey, let's give other people choices too. Let's not show them all the wares. Let's show them the things that are only that are valuable to them. Let's just show the things that are valuable. So choice, allow them one, do this thing. Aaron says, I love how it's an extension of my personality. For those of you who don't know, Aaron, eBot's running people. And, it's, the bot is an extension of Aaron's personality. And it's like having a little bit of Aaron in your pocket. She's running an accountability challenge right now. If you want to drop the link, Aaron, or contact people or whatever you want to do, just do so down in the comments. You got my permission. That, the thing about it is that that personality appeals to us. Your personality will appeal to your crowd. I've seen great big business speakers, right? People that draw, thousands of people, all this kind of stuff. And there are times that I've watched them and I've been drawn in, and there have been times I watched them and went, oh, please, darling, I'm going to have to go study for a blood test. I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? And it's not what they're teaching necessarily. It's the personality. It's how they're delivering the message. So think about how you deliver the message, and think about you don't want to overburden people with choice. You don't want to give them 6 choices, 3 at most, people, but give them many paths to walk down. Give them a lot of ways to enjoy the content and to discover and explore through it. A bot is your representative, your mascot, and your cheerleader. Oh, it so is. Adam, I ran into this place, graphicmama.com. I think you were actually on a couple of days ago when I mentioned it, but no affiliate link here, kids. I think that that's a great place to find a nice botrific mascot. I stole that from you, Adam. Okay. Let's see. This is my Aaron's accountability challenge. It's great stuff. And so go hit up on that if you want. But see what Aaron's bot is about. See the personality reflected in that. Is that something that your bot would benefit from? Okay, fantastic, darlings. So the last one, the last thing. So we've got responsiveness, we've got choice, and the last one I couldn't fit into just one word, so I'm just going to say all of them. Delivering value that they need when they want it. This marketing method is a heck of a lot less messaging. It's a lot less messaging. You don't have to fight 78 other people that are trying to get a tiny, tiny bit of bandwidth in a person's head. If you provide what they need when they need it. Now, how do you know what people need? Build a bot that tags things, that tags their little journey. Build a bot that lets them take a journey, okay, with the choices, with the responsiveness. And then wherever they go along that journey, and ManyChat allows you to do this, you can tag where they've been. You can say, like, for instance, one of the bots that I'm building right now is for the Live Video Hub. Live Video Hub is a cross-posting mecca for live streamers, particularly if you're on BeLive.tv. Anyway, along this, we've got two main audiences, and then within those two main audiences, we have lots of little different tracks for people to go down. And so when people make a choice, when I say in the beginning, okay, are you here wanting to broadcast, or are you wanting to find a live stream show to watch? Then that tags people accordingly. I'll tag you in the background, either broadcaster or viewer. The end user never sees any of this, but automatically now there are certain messages that I'm going to be sending your way to the viewer group that I'm never going to send to the broadcaster group. And then you ask them more questions. The more questions you ask, the more opportunity you have to determine what kind of value that person is seeking. And then all you have to do is produce that value and deliver a little bit of it. You don't have to do this 7 days a week. You don't even have to do it once a month. But when you find something of value, when you all of a sudden are introducing something that this person has said, this would be of value to me, then boom, you have another opportunity to have a more conversation and extend that relationship. That's what it's all about, I think, for me. Oh, the bot build is brilliant. It is insane. And Stephen Healy has had too much caffeine. I say that in the most loving way possible, because if he ever actually falls asleep within the next 3 weeks, we're planning a little venture right now that's going to take place first week in August. It's going to be insane. Yeah, responsiveness, choice, deliver info when they want it. That's the deal. That's the secret to making people feel like a VIP. You know what I mean? You don't have to have thousands of freebie at the ready. Most people don't even use the freebies that we give out every day. Let's just think about that for a second. Traditional marketing methods say that you need to grab people through this valuable freebie, the white paper, the ebook, the slide deck, the, whatever that freebie is, the video series, whatever it is. Most marketing methods say that you've got to grab people through that, and then at the same time, grab someplace that you can contact them, and then you contact them until you've sold them into your larger, more expensive program. That's sort of like marketing 101 digitally these days, right? and you get people to that freebie through all sorts of social media. So what if we change that number? What if we just changed that little combination? Okay. And what if we changed it into, because most people don't even consume those freebies. I have so many things downloaded that I'm going to read later. Bots make sure that people read the stuff you're putting out. Bots make sure that those freebies actually get consumed where and when people want to consume them. They'll walk away with more knowledge. They won't walk away looking at the white paper and say, I'll get to that tomorrow, and then never, ever get to it. Adam says something real long, so I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm going to be behind it because I'm going to let his words shine today. I have a client developing a site, and their product page leads viewers to too many things. Oh, darling. I know how painful that can be. Their product page leads viewers to too many things and doesn't clearly explain why and what the product specs describe. Oh, so it's a long work in progress trying to show them simplicity. Oh, I know. And like the vibe is overload. It's like, if you ever been in a conversation or maybe an argument, a civil argument, let's say, with somebody who just won't let it rest. Have you ever been in that kind of a conversation where the end of the conversation is just usually you rolling your eyes back into your head and giving up so that person will stop talking? That's what a lot of traditional marketing is like. That's what this overload syndrome that Adam is talking about is like. It's like, oh, don't like that? I'm going to give you this. Ooh, but did you look over here into this hand? Oh, I got something else in here now. Yeah, this is not a bait and switch magic trick anymore. This is not just overload them with information and they'll come back to you. No. You know what? Overloaded people get overwhelmed and start looking somewhere else. So right information at the right time. If you set your bot up with tags, set your bot up to be responsive so that you can read where that person is. But yeah, Adam, I may have worked with some very similar clients back in the web days when I was doing a lot of websites. It's like, you have to have someone else look at it. You can't, and this goes true for bots too, you can't be the only one looking through your bot before you send it out there. I always advocate, of course, my clients, I'll test their bots, but I always advocate, let's hand this to 3 or 4 people and let's see what they think too before you send it out to the world. Because there's stuff that you don't see if you're too close to the information. That business owner is probably so darn close to the products, right, that they don't understand what somebody with lesser knowledge would come in and think. It's called, and this actually has a name, Adam. It's called the curse of knowledge. It's having so much knowledge in your head that you can no longer put yourself in the shoes of someone who has lesser understanding of the product that you're trying to sell. So I get it. How frustrating is that? Aaron says, I love your spin on connecting with your people. Bot Queen RJ, thank you. I love my people. I can't help it. I have had, in the last week, I've had people tell me they straight up love me. You know what I mean? And not in, I love you. No, not in that kind of way. Clients. This did not happen with my former business people. It just did not. Here's Angel. Angel's writing the stellar bot. Yes, you are. We talked about her bot this morning, and that's going to be a wonderful thing, Angel. So congratulations. I think this is going to be a great road for you. Adam says they're a manufacturer and throwing too much model number spec tag. Yes. Oh, on a product page too. Oh, I can only imagine the ultra crowded interface you're trying to build right now. Angel says people are so overloaded in this information society. They only can retain so much and they turn the switch off. It's true. And it's not even as if they're reaching up and turning a switch off. the switch off happens in their heads. Okay. People get overloaded and then boop, that's it. It's an automatic thing. No effort needed. And then all of a sudden it just doesn't matter what you're going to say. And when you're sitting across from a person, super easy to tell when that switch has been flipped. They just, if you got knowledge about body language and all that kind of stuff, you can kind of see when somebody's eyes glaze over, usually. In a bot, you really have to be careful because there's not that physical person nodding and smiling across from you or nodding and having their eyes glaze over, So there are ways, though, that you can set up to have the bot sort of artificially watch for those types of things. People give you cues through body language, but people also give you cues in your response rate, in the response rate, in the kinds of things that they say as a response. You can tell who's kind of sliding off the pile. And sometimes they need to, sometimes it's just too much right now and maybe they'll get to you later. But sometimes there are ways that you can reach out to people. We'll talk about that in an upcoming show because that seems like a topic in itself. Adam says they focus too much on specific text line for a specific font type than actually clearly provide info on their site. Oh, Adam. Oh my God. I know. It's amazing, isn't it? It's like and you're being paid to produce that and your fingers are screaming at you. Don't make this happen. But I learned a long time ago, just design wise, way back in the day, I did design work for theaters and stuff like that. Any type of design work, there's this rule. Sometimes you have to show them. Sometimes when they're so insistent that this is what they want to see, you've got to build it so that you can say, this is why you don't want to look at that. Can't tell them, gotta show them. That happens way too much. Brad, people didn't love you at Home Depot. You know what? Certain people did. I was a kitchen designer there, and I was like the top salesperson in my department. I didn't even know I had a job in sales. They didn't pitch it to me that way. But yeah, no, they either loved me or hated me because I sat in the kitchen department. I was a kitchen designer, but I knew nothing about plumbing. So all the plumbing people that came in for an answer hated me because I was like, your guess is as good as mine, but I could find you this part if you have an old one. I could find you a new one. They didn't like that very much. How can people not love RJ? Awesome, Botterific. You made my day. Thank you, Adam. You're awesome, man. I'm a bot builder. You know what? We do need a theme song. Let's make up a theme song, Angel. That is fantastic. You guys, you're making me blush. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to tell you to stop the love, obviously. Yeah, Angel's building something great. So stay tuned for that. Very good. Angel says, yes, I totally get it about building something to show people why they don't want it. Yeah, sometimes people just kind of have this idea in their heads about how something's going to work. You have to build it out fully and say, hey, it's missing this. And because of that, none of the rest of this is going to work. Do you see it now? You know what I mean? Yeah, I've had to do that many times. I haven't had to do that in my bot life so far. Not at all. Because people just trust me and go with the flow a lot better because bots are super new. But like in Adam's case, when you're building a website for people, sometimes they just have this idea that needs to be kind of proven wrong visually, I think. But anyway, very good. So there are other ways of making people feel like a VIP in a bot. They're really simple stuff. Calling people by their first name. In Messenger, and we're all used to, seeing emails. And sometimes the emails will have your first name. Sometimes they'll also screw that field up. I've had my entire email. I've had, hi, RJ at blackbeltbots.com. Really, guys? Anyway, use people, we're all used to kind of seeing our first name occasionally used in email and stuff, and it means something different in Messenger. A platform you go to talk to people you care about. Using first names make people feel special. Really, anything you can do that makes people feel special is the secret to making people feel like a VIP in a bot. I've got a client. I've got a client down in Arkansas. He beeped into the bot. He was asking me some questions inside Black Belt Bots, and because that's one of the ways we communicate. And he asked me a question, and I gave him an answer, and I said, "Did that answer what you wanted to hear?" And he wrote back, "Well, actually, no. We're as a group, the staff and I are going through the bot right now, and they're having questions." So I said, "Listen, I'll send you a link. Let's just get on a video conference right now. Let's just go face to face right now, and let's get all of the questions. I'd be happy to do so. I have some time right now." And then boom, you know what I mean? Like, the clients that I have right now, I expect that I will have them for a long, long time to come. And it's because the bot alerts me. Hey, somebody's asking a question. Somebody needs your time right now. If I'm in a meeting right then, or if I'm working right then, okay, I can't do it. But there you go. Those opportunities are there to help you create deep relationships with people, to help you create solid connections with people, solid, non-salesy connections with people. You know, my backing up a little bit, my call to action in my bot is a half hour ask me anything phone call. Ask me anything about bots. At this point, and I've been here for a little while, I don't mention payment until they say, "I need you. What do I pay you?" I don't mention it. It's not even my goal anymore. My goal is, let's get some knowledge out there for people. Let's get people swimming in this river a little bit. And if they need to come back to me, they will. And if they want me right now, they'll just say so. And it's absolutely true. Just the ability to be able to develop a strong relationship with people before they even get on the phone with you. The ability to qualify people coming in and to know where that person's at even before they get on the phone. That's where the secret is. That's where a lot of the power of bots lie. And it is an amazing little tool. You know it. I wouldn't have flipped my whole business here if I hadn't have thought so. So make people feel seen, heard, and special in a good way, people. And you get to stay on top of people's minds in an entirely different way. You remember when I was talking just a second ago about you're trying to stay on top of people's minds in these arenas, in these traditional marketing methods, we'll call them, which are very crowded, and a lot of people fighting for space and bandwidth and all of that kind of stuff. The reason why the fight to stay on top of people's mind is so hard is because people have very little bandwidth available for that kind of stuff right now. But do you know how much bandwidth people have for people they care about? Lots of bandwidth. What if you could become a business that they cared about? Now you can stay top of mind by just giving them value and staying top. You don't have to fight for this much bandwidth, because all of a sudden it's a whole different universe you're playing in. So I invite you to think about that today. As you go about your day, as you're thinking about your bots or tinkering with them or whatever, I want you to think about that and think about how you can play in a different universe, how you can stay on top of people's mind in an exchange, in a relationship, not just a broadcast, blast, chat, whatever it is. Not an email blast or whatever, or a virtual one. Very good. Well, Aaron is smiling with hearts. And that means that's good stuff. Okay, Adam says, I'll put my eyes above this one, Adam. Yes, exactly. Provide them information. If they want your services specifically, then yes, tell them the cost. Focus on their needs, what they're trying to accomplish. This is why I do software audits. Ooh, you do software audits because people use software they don't necessarily need. Because they're using two that do the same things. Oh, I know. Keep it simple. Adam, what a great thing. I mean, I have to do them on myself every once in a while because I start looking at my overhead and what I'm spending on software, and I'm like, okay, there are probably a few of these things that aren't working for me. I do my own software audits because I can, but I can see where that would be a really valuable thing to people, because a lot of people are spending money that they don't need on software that's not working for them, or duplicates. Ridiculous. Anyway, so tomorrow, darlings, tomorrow I'm going to be on at 11 o'clock with our dear Kim Bolsma. If you don't know Kim, well, know Kim, because she and I have the Facebook page and bi-weekly show, Nerdy Girls Geek Out. We have invited the fabulous Adam, who's been chatting with us, to be a boy on that show. It's not hard. So we'll hopefully have him talking to us tomorrow as well. We're going to geek out about all the new things that we have discovered in the technology / marketing world this last 2 weeks. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. So wear the comfortable shoes. That's 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'll be rebroadcasting on my page. I'll be cross-posting, of course, but head over to Nerdy Girls Geek Out and you'll get to talk to us just like this. Thank you all for being here. And next week we'll be back Tuesday, Thursday, 1 p.m. CST. And I want to thank you a lot and tell you I'm going to see you in a bot.